Mistful Crimson Morning Rebooted. I'm finally getting into FNF content, and I decided to start with this mod because it's decently short. To be fair, it's obviously not finished, but I still wanted to start with a short mod. There's only 7 songs, but I sure do have a lot to say about some of them, so without further ado...
I have been sick in my mouth and swallowed it before. This is worse than that. Yeah, no, this is worse.
Surrogate. Before I get into why the song isn't great, let me say that I understand the idea it was going for, and it's a concept that's worked before in FNF songs, with one good example being Dale from Dave and Bambi Golden Apple. Alright, I'm done being nice. This song is a fucking dumpster fire. This song is trying so hard to be creepy and unsettling, and it just doesn't work. Starting with the instrumental, it's basically just ambience with a bit of piano. Even Plankton has more bones than this instrumental. Now we get to the vocals. Squidward sounds great, that goes without saying. The imposter, on the other hand, who I think is called Impostword, sounds bland and boring. I don't know what it is, but I just hate his chromatic. And now we come to the part that really grinds my gears. The melodies! Let me preface what I'm about to say by saying that this song was made by Churgny Gurgny, who has made absolute Mozart-level songs in the past like Red Killer, Fake Baby, Silly Billy, Let There Be Light, and Your Copy. All of these songs have amazing melodies. So how about this song's melodies? They range from forgettable to actually grating. For example, there's this really long drawn-out pause bit, there's a part where the vocals turn into nothing but screaming, and no, I'm not over-exaggerating. There's a really unearned Squidward solo pop-off, which I barely notice when I listen to the song, and the ending is just a cutoff. Oh great! Grating atonals, unearned pop-offs, unnecessary pauses, the song kinda gets itself off at the end. All things I absolutely despise in FNF songs, nay, all things I despise in music in general, really. Anything else? Well, yeah, did I mention the song is almost 6 minutes long? What the fuck were they thinking? They somehow managed to make a song that fumbles in every aspect. The vocals turn into screaming, the instrumental is non-existent, the melodies are garbage. What is this song? And you want to know the worst part? Another FNF ranker, Neo Studio, voiced similar grievances with this song, and the creator blacklisted him from the mod. How petty and dense do you have to be to blacklist someone for talking about your mod when they say your dog shit song is dog shit? Mistful Crimson Morning devs, if by some miracle you find this video, I have a message for you. If Neo can't get this through your thick skull, then I'll try to, and I'm not going to be nearly as nice about it. The song you hyped up for most of this mod's development is one of the worst songs to ever come out of FNF. Also, Churgny Gurgny, I know you could do better than this. Did you compose the song while drunk? High? Did you make it at 3 AM? I love your work. Your Copy is genuinely one of my favorite songs I've ever listened to. I listened to all of Sinister Minds and it was amazing. Is this the best you can do? If so, that is embarrassing.
And now you're telling me they thought they could drive?
You know, it's hilariously embarrassing that the joke song of the mod is better than the song that was hyped up for most of this mod's development time. As far as joke songs go, Drip Word isn't bad. It's not great, considering it's second to last. But it's a joke song, so it obviously wasn't going to get much higher. The song is essentially just a remix of Humiliation, except in a style I don't quite know the name of, but I really do not like. The main problem is the extremely loud and annoying bass, but aside from that, there's really not anything to talk about. It's Humiliation, so everything else is good, the vocals, the melodies, the runtime, all of that. It's just the bass that kinda kills the song, which I think was the point? I don't know. Dehydrated V2. This reimagining of Dehydrated absolutely outclasses the original. The melodies, vocals, instrumental, everything is just so much more memorable, as well as so much better. I will admit, SpongeBob does sound pretty weird in this song. He honestly kind of sounds like Taste Gaming. That's probably the worst part about this song, because everything else is solid. It didn't necessarily excel in any regard, but it's still a great listen.
Look, I told your little friend I ain't paying for that!
Well, this one's on the...
Delivery is a pretty basic song. It's inspired by an animation made by Tree, but while I do like how they did the art, I'm really glad they didn't try to make the music fit his style, because I feel like Tree's style isn't even close to coherent enough to translate into music. SpongeBob sounds good, if not a little scratchy, and the instrumental is pretty alright. That said, the main problem is that the melodies are just kinda in one ear out the other. They really don't stick in my mind that much, and that's kind of a problem considering melodies are one of the most important parts of music. The song is obviously good, but it's also kinda unmemorable, especially considering its length. For how long a lot of the songs in the mod are, this one barely crosses the 2-minute mark, and that includes like a 20-second animation. This song is good, that's why it's in B tier, but it just isn't as memorable as most of the other songs coming up.
The coconut nut is a giant nut. If you eat too much, you get very fat.
Oh boy, Paradise. I honestly think Plagiarize was a much better tribute to Coconut Fred and his show, since much like the show, that song was fucking garbage. All jokes aside, this song is great. It takes the most memorable melodies from Plagiarize and makes them even better. And that's mainly due to how much better Coconut Fred sounds. His chromatic was kinda annoying in Plagiarize, and the glow up it got is actually night and day. That said, Fred just isn't content with singing, since about halfway into the song, the arena changes to become a stage, and Fred starts absolutely shredding on the guitar. This part is amazing, but easily the best part of the song is the melodies. The melodies are great, from the melodies that return from Plagiarize to the guitar riff to the part after the guitar riff. There's not a single unmemorable melody here. The only reason it's not higher is just because I like the other two songs more.
This is so humiliating!
Humiliation. This was already one of the best songs in the original mod, so the fact that they were able to somehow make it better is absolutely stunning. The only thing about the song that I think is worse than the original is Squidward's vocals. I don't know what it is. The only way I can think to describe it is that he sounds like he has a bunch of peanut butter in his mouth. That said, it's not bad. It's just not as good as his other set of vocals. That said, everything else is amazing. The instrumental doesn't even sound like something out of FNF, and that's a good thing. The melodies are absolutely stellar, with some of the highlights being the ones returning from the old version. That is until Squidward brings the clarinet out, and this is where the song really shines. The clarinet sounds absolutely gorgeous, and BF's harmonica sounds great too, but the part right after, which is the climax, is where I think the song is at its best. This part is absolutely gorgeous, genuinely beautiful, and if the whole song were as good as this part, it would be in P tier, no doubt. Do you see why Paradise wasn't any higher? This top 3 was so close. I'm talking Smash Bros. Sudden Death close. That said, the song isn't the best, so on to number 1.
We can win this war! USA! US! I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I consider myself a patriot, but I'm not comfortable doing this.
Much like Humiliation, Propaganda was already an S tier in its original version, and then Second Term came out, and oh my goodness, this version is somehow even better. From the voices of both SpongeBob and the director, to the main melodies being absolutely amazing, to the instrumental really feeling like a political battle, and that's just the first half. A little before the halfway mark, a cutscene plays where the Powerpuff Girls come in. What I love about this even more than the fact that they're just here in the first place is that only Blossom sings, which is in reference to how in the original animation the song is based off, she was the only one to talk. After a bit of them singing, another cutscene plays and shit gets serious. The climax of this song is absolutely amazing. It perfectly combines the feeling of a political battle and a Powerpuff Girls fight scene. And that final turn where they play a slowed down version of the main melody is just a perfect way to end the song. The only thing that keeps the song at a B tier is that the main melody is played just a little too much and gets a little tired by the end. But in every other way, this song is great and it definitely deserves number 1.
Folks, good work.
And that was the ranking. Yeah, this video was a little bit shorter than my other ones, but I had fun ranking this mod. I might do it with other mods in the future, so if you'd like to see that, let me know. Like, subscribe, and all that jazz. Stay fruity, queens, and I'll see you later.